Well, here we are again. My second time. I made sure I got the settings right this time. Anyway, so this is a close-up of my BT7, which is update number 3, and this is how far I've got so far. And the inside is done, apart from a few wires I'm going to put in later today, and then I'm going to start priming tomorrow, bits and pieces, and get a bit of primer on it. Now, I have done some mods. Excuse me, got a bit of a funny cold coming in. Some mods to this vehicle. I've actually got hatches that work, and if I pull that one down you'll see what I mean. Hatches that work, including the back one. I managed to drill the small holes through the actual connectors and actually put a smaller pin into them, which allowed them to move. Now the first one I done was the driver's hatch, and I cut the actual hinges off the hatch because they're all moulded in one, and then basically drilled through them and then cut them free so they could actually be used to pivot. Now that is the weakest one, and I learned a lot by doing that, and then the others were quite straightforward. The hatch on the top here is made into one, and I'll show you that now. This is made into one. There you go, made into one with the brass on it already on it. That's it. Well, that's a bit twisted. That's got twisted. Bring that back. There you go. So basically there's the latches on it already. And this is been glued. It's 2 hatches because it does go into what's known, and I'm actually going to leave it open completely like that. I'm going to put it safely over out the way. So that was there. Now I couldn't do the latches on that because it's too small. I could have tried putting tubes, little brass tubes in there and doing it that way, and it would have worked. But I thought at the end of the day I want that left open anyway. But the other hatches all move, and as you can see, all the way through. And if I just turn the turret around, you'll see I've got the latches on it as well, just down there. I think you can see them there. There you go. So the latches are on it as well, and there you go. So I'm going to just pull that right round. See about there. I actually put the photo etch clips on the top of the actual mesh because obviously they unbolted it and it's lifted it off. If I turn it slightly now this way, you'll see I've actually put the brass bits on the end of the jacks. And they've actually got butterfly nuts at either end. I might take photographs of that later on, you can see, but there is butterfly nuts there, and you might be able to see it a bit more over there. I think you can see it just a little bit there, the butterfly nuts. And really that's as far as I've got so far. Now, because I haven't glued the roof on, because I need to be able to paint the insides, I'm going to go and show you exactly what I've done inside. There you go, it lifts off, like you can see. Right, now you know about the engine bit, but now you can see all the extra detail I've had, and it's made it look a lot busier inside. And if I just turn this like this, don't worry about the seat because that's actually still loose in there, like so. It's loose because I need to be able to paint before the seat's glued. If I turn that like that, if I bring it like this, I think you can see what I've done inside. Got the shells in place all the way along both sides. I need to make a jig up to make the actual ammunition drums for the machine gun, for the turret machine gun, and the reason I haven't done that is because I found a bit of tube that fits it, but every time I use the chopper to do it, they go crooked, so therefore the cut's not perfectly straight. So I'm going to use my micro saw. I'm going to use this. Well, I'll show you later on. A saw that I've got. Make a jig up so I can actually make them all the same size. So once I get the right size made, I'll be able to do them all, and then I'll put a few empty machine gun drums inside there just to give it a bit more depth. Now if I come back further in, you can see the other side as well, and there you go. Now I'm going to put some more wire in the cockpit a little bit over there, but mainly on this side because that's where it seems to all to go. So if I turn it like that, mainly in this side there's some wires going to come from there and run along the side here a bit more. You can see one I've done. You can't see that lead one too clearly, but you can if you look down through the turret a little bit. So I'm going to put a few more wire control leads going across. A lot of them would have gone down lower as well, so I might drop a couple lower. But that's it really for the build, really. I think I've got to add a bit of wire in the engine area back here, just so it looks like there's wire in there because there's looms. But I'm not going to go too heavily because it's what you can see and what you can't see. So as you can see, I'll put that down so that shuts. It does shut and stay there. There you go. I'll put this back on, and it just fits like that, and there you go. So that's not too bad. Now the actual gun, if I put that in place, there she is. That's where the position she would be in on the turret, and it does go in. But anyway, that's the wrong way. There it goes this way. Because the gun's moved up a bit. There's the old gun as in place. That goes in there. I've got to be painted. And there's the drum that I've got to make 20 of. I won't do all the detail. I'll just put black drums into the gun. into the actual holders in the actual tank. So really, I think you can see what I've done there. I've drilled the gun out, and I don't know whether you're going to see that the barrel. No, you can't because it's too close. Might just be able to see the hole in the end of the plastic barrel, but it is there, and it will be definitely showing up when I actually finish off. So what I'll do is I'll put that like that, and then I'm going to switch off for a couple of seconds. I'll come back in a couple of seconds. Not too long now. That's very short update number 3. Well, this is going to be just a quick run round of the vehicle, just to so you can show what I mean. I've done the photo etch on the actual fuel tanks as well. They've been done. Come around slowly. But I think you can see for the hatch now, and it does work, as you can see. Got the handle down there, and the back turret one and the front one really nice. This one was a bit stickier to do, but it does do the job, and that's the main thing. And it does work, but you can't put much pressure on it. Not like the others; they really do work well. If I bring me gun out and I can slip it. It slides into turret. I'm not going to glue it in place because I want to do it, but it does go into nice. And if I did that, but it doesn't do it there, obviously. But anyway, you can see what I mean. So that would be sprayed and painted separately. Whoops. Oh, I didn't show you inside the turret, did I? That's another thing I forgot to do. Never mind, silly me. So I'm going to go back up slightly and back down. As you can see in the turret there, I've actually put the actual storage arms. I've got one shell in there that's slightly out. Now the shells for this tank didn't fit those racks, apart from the ones that you can adjust in the side of the hole, but they didn't fit properly. So what I did is I just thinned it right down so I could stick it in. It looks like last ready round. So in other words, I've used all the ready rounds in the turret, and there's one left, and they've got quite a few in the tank. So there's, it's one of those. Oops. It's not too bad, is it? So there you go. But I'll just do this view over the top now, and I think I'll call that quits for this update. But you can see I've come quite a long way. I've just got to put a couple more wires in the hole, and a bit more. I might put some weapons and bits and pieces inside the turret laying on the back hatch. And I think I've got to might have to put a wheel in the side, because there's a hand connection to actually turn the turret around, but I don't know whether you're going to see that much anyway once the turret's closed up. But anyway, you can see I've done some detail. It makes it look interesting when you look inside anyway, so that's the main thing of the purpose of doing all this detail. But yeah, so yeah, not too bad. Cleaned all the turret inside, you can see, and once I get it primed, you won't notice too much on that anyway. So yeah, so bring that round, and I'll call that a quits on this update now. I'll put the turret cover back on. It just sits there like that, and there you go. I was going to use the wheelie bit, but it did work, so that's the main thing. So thank you very much for watching this update, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm just going to another short video on my next build, and that'll be up in sometime later today as well. So thank you very much, and I'll catch you on the next one. Happy modelling.